Okay, as expected, Ryan did stop by, so I was talking to him to kind of give him some tips what he needed to do to get his bees set up. So, all right, like I was saying, I'm going to take this cover off. These bees are going to come out. As you can see right here, these bees, they want to meet the other bees, and so enough talking, and let's get them in here. There's some on the back of the lid there, so I'm just going to tap them into the box. And as you can see, a lot of the bees are collected right here. They're in a mass. So if I tap this box, you'll see them fall to the bottom here. So I'm going to tap it. And there they came down. And now I'm going to turn it upside down. And I'm going to dump the bees in there. They're like a big mass. You can see them there. And they're going to go down into the hive. They're going to surround the queen just like they did when they were in transportation in this box. You can see I still have some in there, so I'm going to tap this to get them out. They're kind of in a big mass. They're like in a ball. So if I shake this, they'll come out in a big mass. I'm going to tap it a couple more times. See how they all kind of come together. And then I can shake them out. And the ones that are left in there, which is, I don't know, maybe 200 or so, I'm going to put this box in front of the hive, and I'm going to put the hole up like this so they can just fly out, and then they can go in the front. So I'm just going to set this aside for now, and they'll come out on their own. But as you can see right here, you know, these bees are going to start working their way down in the hive, and they are going to start working on getting the queen out, and they're going to check out the hive to make sure it's suitable for them, and hopefully it is. There's still a little bit of honey left in there, so they are going to start consuming that honey. So I'm going to pick up the phone here, and I want to show you a couple interesting bees here. There's 3 types of bees in a hive. There's the queen, of course. There's only one queen. The majority of the hive are honeybees, and that's what you see most of here. But there are a few drones, and drones are male bees, and they're shaped a little bit different. They're a little bit bigger. They have larger eyes. Male bees, like I said, are called drones. They don't sting. And you can, let me see if I can zoom in here and show you some drones. So there's one right here. Let me see where I'm trying to look over the phone here. So let's see. Okay, so there's one right here. See how he's so much bigger. Let's see if I can find another one. Here's one right here. He's at the tip of my glove. Right there. You look at him, he's got really big eyes compared to the other bees. And let's see if I can find one more. Now there's one right here. He's a drone climbing over the frames here. So drones, what they do is they don't sting. They basically eat, and their job is to mate with a queen in order to make new bees. And they really don't do much in the hive other than that. So sometimes bees will kick them out because they really don't do anything. So here I was just kind of going through the hive, and I found this is originally a dead drone, but that happens. So there's a drone, and you can kind of see how big his eyes are. And if he were alive, I wouldn't have to worry because he doesn't have a stinger. And unfortunately, there's a couple dead bees here, and that happens unfortunately when the bees go on their trip. But what will happen here is the bees in the hive, they will take care of that. They'll clean all the old bees, the dead bees and stuff. They'll drag them out the entrance to the hive, which is right down there. And as you can see, some of the bees are already starting to come in and out. Because I'm going to close up this lid. I'm going to put this can of sugar water in there so that they have something to feed on until they get acclimated to the area. And in a couple weeks, hopefully that queen will do what she needs to do. She'll lay eggs, I'll have more bees, and then they'll start making honey. So I'm just going to put this can of sugar water on here, and I'm just looking for 2 sticks. All right, I got 2 boards here that I'm going to prop up that can on. And so I'm going to put the cover on first. I just have to figure out where I set it. So this is the cover, and I'm just going to swipe these bees. I have to be careful when I put this on. I don't want to crush bees, so I kind of have to put it on at an angle like this, and then I'll turn it slowly so that the bees have time to get out of the way. There's a bunch of bees here, and this might take a couple minutes. And once I put this cover on, you'll see less bees flying around because they'll all be underneath this cover. Most of them. A few you'll still see flying around. And what I'm trying to avoid over here, I know you can't see it, but bees are trying to come out of the little crack here, and I don't want them to get caught, so I'm trying to slowly put this cover on. All right, so the cover's in place. And what I'm going to do is put these 2 boards here over top of this hole here. The bees can come out. And so here you see there's 2 little dimples there. That's the little holes that they punch. And I'm just going to turn this upside down. The bees will drink the rest of what's in there, which is fine, until that's empty. And then when it's empty, I'll take it out. And by that time, we should have more flowers, more pollen, things like that. And the bees will be able to bring their own nutrition into the hive rather than have to depend on sugar water. So you don't want to feed bees all year round on sugar water because there's more nutrients in pollen and nectar than there is in sugar. But sugar water can be used temporarily to feed them, just to give them an energy source. So as you can see, there's a couple bees here on the top cover. I need to put a box over top. And this is just an empty box. Typically there'd be frames in here, but in this case, I wouldn't be able to put frames in there because of that can of sugar water. And I am going to, again, turn this carefully so I don't crunch any bees. I don't want them to get caught. All right, so that's done. And this is the cover. And so this is what it looks like. The can's in there. It's propped up on wood so that the bees can get underneath it and feed from those 2 little holes. And as you can see on the front there, there's a slot so the bees can still come in and out, as well as the front of the hive. So I'm going to put this cover on. And the bees will be contained in there for a while. I want the bees to stay in there. I don't want them necessarily to fly out as much. I want them to get accustomed to the hive. And here you can see a couple bees are collected on the outside. They're the ones that I moved out of the way when I put the cover on. So if I walk around the hive here, and there's the front of the hive, and there's what they call the landing board. That's how the bees go in and out of the hive. And here's the box that I set down, and as you can see, still a couple bees inside. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to set it here in front of the hive. They'll come out, they'll fly in there, and they'll be fine. This is the hive that I did before, earlier, before I made this video. So as you can see, bees coming in and out, and there's the box. Still a couple bees left inside, and they'll go in and out. And so yeah, by tomorrow, all these bees you see flying around, they'll have calmed down. They'll have become accustomed to their new home. And right now they're just flying around, just trying to get acclimated to their new surroundings and see what's around and things like that. So hopefully we'll have a good bee season. Hopefully the queens make a lot of bees, because then what I'll do is I will take extra bees out of the two hives here with the blue bottoms, and I will put them in the hive there in the middle with the copper colored lid, and I will be able to put them into this hive as well. And another interesting thing here is I put a hive in the backyard of your grandparents' house, and as soon as I get enough bees, I'm going to put bees in there. So your grandparents will be able to see the bees in their backyard, and it'll take care of their flowers, and hopefully we get some honey out of it, and you guys will get some honey from the backyard. So all right, this is the end of the video, and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you have any questions, your mom can send them to me and I will answer your questions. All right, auf Wiedersehen.